What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammett, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about if a narcissist can unlearn their narcissistic behaviors. My perspective, self-aware narcissist perspective. Stay tuned, like and subscribe for more.
A narcissist can unlearn those narcissistic behaviors.
Can a narcissist unlearn their narcissistic behaviors? And if you're new here, I'm a narcissist. I have narcissistic personality disorder. So as a narcissist myself, I've been in psychotherapy for 5 years trying to learn how to control those behaviors, not unlearn them. I feel like learning more about the behaviors and the root cause of those behaviors can help you more than trying to unlearn them and forget them and things like that. Understanding why I dissociate, why I lie, why I manipulate, why I rage out and things like that helps me to not do those things more. Do I still do them? Yes, absolutely. I'm still a narcissist. The diagnosis doesn't go away. If anything, in my mind, therapy has taught me to be a better narcissist, which doesn't mean to me that I'm a bad person. I'm a worse person somehow. Therapy has taught me to acknowledge that those behaviors exist, but it has also given me the choice of which reaction to take. But for a person that's not diagnosed with NPD, I'm not 100% certain whether you can unlearn them or not. I feel like you stand a better chance at doing it, if that helps. So, welcome back. Okay, y'all, unlearn narcissistic behaviors. Is it possible? So this is, again, y'all, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I've never claimed to be a psychologist or therapist. Literally in front of every single one of my videos, you hear me say I'm a diagnosed narcissist. I don't say I'm a diagnosed therapist, psychologist, whatever. I'm a diagnosed narcissist, here to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, rabble. You get it. But so this is my own perspective. You know what I mean? So, I've been in psychotherapy for the past 5 years. 5 years of therapy. It's been over 5 years, y'all, because I started therapy in October of 2017. And October 17th. So today is the 22nd. So 5 years of therapy, which is incredible. I know y'all, look, it's incredible for me. It's an achievement. I got, a lifetime to go of therapy. You know what I mean? So it's not the end of the world for me. It's not the end of my journey. So personally, I don't feel like I've unlearned any behaviors. I don't think trying to unlearn a behavior for me, just in my personal perspective, helps me out, because it's been 30 plus years of these behaviors. You know what I mean? I was 32 years old when I sat in my first therapist chair. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to unlearn the behavior, because I feel like that would take a long time to try to do that. So what I've kind of done in therapy is to just learn more about the behaviors, learn the root cause of the behaviors, what triggers these behaviors and things like that, in order to help me get to the point where I can get a grasp on these behaviors and maybe stop them from activating before maybe stop them from, queuing off before they get activated and things like that. Before, control my reactions and things like that, as opposed to, I can be more proactive as opposed to reactive. Because I feel like learning more about these behaviors helps me to do that. I think I'm more proactive than reactive. Because I know the things that trigger me. So if me and my wife have some stuff going on and I know she's going to say something to trigger me or something like that, she's going to do something to trigger me, we get ahead if we talk. So we can acknowledge each other's triggers and things like that, so we can work on those things, as opposed to her just, saying the stuff that she says and triggering me. Or me doing something and triggering her. So I just feel like understanding the root cause of the triggers, understanding the root cause of the behaviors helps more for me in my own personal perspective than trying to unlearn those behaviors that have been around for 30 plus odd years. So that's why so many people asking me when they have they're dealing with narcissistic people that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, can they change? I'm in my 30s, y'all. I don't think I've changed. I just think I've understood and learned my behaviors. You know what I mean? So think about you have a behavior that you've been learning and exhibiting and reacting to for 60 years. How long do you think it would take you to try to unlearn that behavior? If you got 60 years of ingrainment, how long do you think you would try to unlearn it? I think more likely that that narcissistic person can learn more about that behavior, what triggers it, how we got to this point, as opposed to trying to unlearn it. You know what I mean? Can non-narcissistic people unlearn the behavior? Perhaps. I'm not 100% certain either. I just think, in my own personal perspective, it just works better for me to try to just understand the behavior as opposed to try to unlearn it. You know what I mean? Like, because how do you unlearn the behavior? Like, I just feel like you have to acknowledge the behavior exists to try to unlearn it. And what are most narcissists going to acknowledge that behavior exists, or are they going to pass that blame onto you while they're reacting a certain type of way, while they're behaving a certain type of way, and things like that? It's very, very typical, y'all. So you deal with narcissistic people. You got to understand, like, a lot of times these behaviors have been ingrained in them for decades. So how long do you think it's going to take to try to unlearn that behavior or work on that behavior? I have 5 years in therapy. The behaviors are still there. I still exhibit them. I still react sometimes. You know what I mean? I don't react all the times like I used to, but sometimes, yeah, I react. Sometimes I'll yell. Sometimes I'll cuss sometimes, but I'll catch myself before I'll get overboard. Uh-oh, here it comes. You know, most narcissistic people are never going to acknowledge that because they're super delusional, and it's easier to put the blame onto you as opposed to sitting in that blame themselves, sitting in that shame themselves and dealing with it that way. You see what I'm saying? So that's what happens a lot of times we deal with narcissistic people. Like, can they unlearn a behavior? I'm not certain. I just don't think, working, like, how long would it take? You know, a lot of people ask these questions. Can you unlearn narcissistic, toxic behaviors if you're not a clinical diagnosed narcissist or just an unaware narcissist that could be clinically diagnosed? You know what I mean? Possibly. I'm not certain. You know what I mean? But I just feel like in my own personal journey that it's better for me to acknowledge that these said behaviors exist, deal with the shame, be vulnerable in therapy about how I got to this point, and work on it that way, as opposed to trying to just eliminate it and erase it, because I don't really know if that's possible. I feel like there's some hypnosis or some voodoo ritual or something like that. You know, the little flashy red light from Men in Black or something like that. You know, just like hold it right here. We're gonna make you forget this behavior. Stay right here. The therapist put the shades on and just, I think it's called a neuralizer. The therapist neuralizes you. You know what I mean? Do you want that? You know what I mean? So I just feel like understanding why you behave the way that you behave, it can help out exponentially, y'all. That's just how I feel. Because a lot of people don't understand their trauma or what they've been through in their childhoods. They just chalk it up to, you know what I mean, that's how my mom is. That's how my dad is. This is just how I was raised, so this is how I behave. What else? What more do you expect of me? You hear that a lot. Or you hear people who think they're smarter than everybody else, who are super delusional and think and justify their behaviors based on a way a celebrity behaves. You got grown men and grown women out here just worshiping celebrities and acting like said celebrities, behaving like said celebrities, or justifying said celebrities' behaviors, or justifying their friends' behaviors, justifying their parents' behaviors, justifying their siblings' behaviors, and things like that. A lot of people won't work on their behaviors because other people will justify it for them. Hey, especially a lot of times where I'm from, people will just say, that he crazy. That's why he act that way. He just crazy. He just got something going on. He just bipolar. He just this. He just that. You know what I mean? And that happens quite a bit, y'all. So you have to work on that as well. So you got to work on, like I said, work on where you came from. I just feel like it's better to acknowledge said behavior and understand where it came from and how you got to this point. But anyways, y'all, like I said, I'm outside today. I had to record this video while I'm at home. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, Mental Healness is out. Peace.